We're here with Josh Hinkle, who just fought in the main event against Rich Clementi. Now that was an awesome fight. We have you winning the first round.
Yeah.
What was the game plan? I know you landed a lot of kicks, got some takedowns.
The game plan was come in and use my hands, kind of use my boxing and kind of counter wrestle, let him try to go for the takedown. And I felt good the first round. I landed some shots, took him down, landed some nice elbows. And then second round he came on pretty hard. He took me down and kind of put me out of my game plan. I knew he had real good jiu-jitsu and he was real tight, so I was kind of, just being safe. I was planning on playing it out, letting him just grind me out in the second round and coming on strong in the third round. But he's a veteran. He's been in there, had 60 fights. He knows how to grind stuff out, and that's what he did. He just beat me. He was a better man, and he brought it on.
Right.
He knows how to come back from behind. He's good.
You were landing a lot of kicks. Clementi's known as a guy. You fear his top game. You weren't really that tentative with those kicks.
My coach was telling me, use more boxing, be careful from the kicks. But he threw a couple kicks at me, and I like kicking, so I was gonna, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. Sorry, my language, but so I landed a few kicks, and it felt good. I'd like to also thank my gym, Standalone. I'm from Chico, California. Jason Pete's my head coach, and Rosie, my teammate that came out and fought, he fought good, and all the guys back home helped me train, and it was fun. I'll just have to train harder and get better.
All right, and just regarding to the fight, again, we said he's like a strong grappler. You ended up on top a couple of times. Were you surprised that you were actually able to get in that position?
I knew he had good sweeps, so I was a little nervous to be on top too long, so that's why I stood back. I just wanted to land. The game plan was to land a few elbows and then stand right back up, and that's what I did.
Well, you're an up-and-comer. You got a really good record. This is a really good fight for you. Even though you did lose, that's experience right there.
Yeah, experience definitely. Showed me where I'm at, that I can hang with these top-level guys.
That was very exciting. We definitely, we cover local fighters here around, and hopefully maybe fight in the area.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to come back. It's good talking to you guys. Thanks.
All right, we're here with Rich Clementi, who got himself a win in the main event. Now, obviously, you're strong with the top game. Here you displayed a little bit of everything. You were standing with him as well as, going for the takedowns. What was exactly the plan coming in for him?
Yeah, I was looking to stand a little bit more. I felt like when I was inside, I was getting exchanges, but I almost couldn't help. I felt like when he was giving me the takedown, it's so natural for me to take it and stuff like that when I got a guy up against the cage. So, I had to take advantage of that when I could. So, but hats off to him. He was tough, I thought I almost snagged that guillotine in the first. I'm not one to go to my back at all, but I thought it was deep, and, I went for it and stuff. He wound up popping his head out. And, I'm not a guy that's ever going to panic off my back. I feel comfortable there. It's not that I want to be there, but, I'm tricky on the bottom, and eventually I feel like if you put me on my back, you're either going to get submitted or end up on your back. So, and I felt like that was kind of what happened, or he would just get off when he fell down. So.
Well, we saw a little bit of some showboating. You invited him into your guard. There was like a missed head kick, and the crowd went like, oh, Do you like to rile the crowds up when you go to the fights, or do you just focus on your fight?
That's just how I fight, man. I'm one that really enjoys the game, and when you're in there, it is a chess game, and the mental aspect is a big part of it. Read The Way of War, the book and stuff. It's, The Art of War, and psychologically, attacking your opponent is just as important. So.
And coming in like that, you were the much better grappler, wrestler. He did, get you on your back a couple of times. Were you surprised by that, or is that just something you were prepared?
No, like I said, the first time I was going for the guillotine on him. So, and he's a good wrestler too. I felt like, he was really trying to push it the first round. So I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to flow a little bit, let him dump a lot of his gas tank, and then I can always come out strong. I'm always going to fight till the fight's over. And I felt like I wore him down in the second round, and then it was mine for the taking after that.
All right. Well, like you mentioned before we started actually, doing the interview, you're very methodical. You're a pro. You go out there and do your thing. Now you're staying very active. Is that just because love of the game, or are you trying to work yourself up into the big?
I love the game. I like to fight all the time, and like I said before in my interview, I was fighting when you weren't really getting paid anything for it. So, I think that's a good testament to, how long I've been doing this, why I do it, and, I'll do it till I can't do it no more, until it's not fun for me. So.
All right. Well, you're a veteran. You're a tough fight for anyone. Obviously, you're a UFC caliber fighter. There's Sufa Barat, Strikeforce. Would you be interested in fighting in Strikeforce, or are you aiming for UFC?
Man, I fight for anywhere that's going to enjoy having me. You know, I've done a lot in the sport, and you know, to me, it's all about the journey wherever it takes me. You know, I train hard. You know, I'm trying to bring the next group of guys. My buddy that was here with me, Tim Ruberg, you know, I expect to see him in the UFC within the next year, and I get a lot of pride out of that as a coach, just as much, if not more, from me fighting myself. So, you know, I do it, like I said, just because I like to do it, but just the same, it's good to kind of pass the buck to some of my students and see them get to the next level too.
All right. Well, I mean, I've enjoyed watching your fights. I enjoy watching your fight tonight. You know, appreciate the time, and you know, look forward to hearing about your next fight, man. Thanks.
Awesome, man. Thank you.